So when it comes down to settings, I get asked to cover them quite a bit here in Modern Warfare 3, and it's been a while since I did so. I think the last time I covered it was the beginning of Season 1. And the reason I haven't made a new video is nothing has changed. And honestly, still nothing has changed with my settings. I've been using the same one since basically, I want to say the pre-season or before Season 1. I've had a lot of new subscribers, so I feel it appropriate to recover these settings. I know a lot of people are on console, so if you don't need to see any of the PC stuff, you can skip right through it. But we're going to have a gameplay at the end to feature all my settings live in action, so make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Or if you're not even interested in the settings, make sure you guys just scroll ahead right now. So for those of you who didn't know, I am on controller. I've covered this plenty of times, but at the same time, some people still ask if I'm on keyboard and mouse or controller. So that covers the first step of this whole thing. Starting us off here, I do turn off the controller vibration. My dead zones, don't copy mine down. Yours are going to be different than mine. It's based on the health of your controller. So as you can see here, my left's in max. My sprint button does have a little bit of problems. So I turned that down just a little bit to try to help me sprint a little better. At the end of the day, it's going to be based on your own controllers. If you need to watch a dead zone video, I highly recommend you do so. But you know, if your controller has stick drift, if it's drifting to the right or left, or if it's, you know, you're having trouble sprinting, this is where you're going to find those. Over here in the aiming category, one of my most asked questions is, what is my sensitivity? I run 8.8. It's not too high, it's not too low, it's kind of right in the middle. A lot of the professional players actually run between, you know, 5 and 8 sensitivity. So you don't need that super fast spinning. You need to be accurate. You don't want it to be too slow to where you can't snap on enemies, but it is going to be personal preference. I highly recommend you jump over into the firing range and just play around with it. Make sure you're comfortable with what exactly you're running. So I'm at, for my ADS sensitivity multiplier, I'm just at 1. Nothing changed there. Weird, people have asked, I do play on inverted. Don't come at me. It's just what I've always played. I have a friend who plays with a controller backwards in his freaking, you know, his headset on backwards. Don't come at me. It's my preference. I know I'm gonna get jammed up about that. For my aim response curve type, I do run dynamic, and you're gonna want to pair this up with a different type of aim assist. I'll cover that later on in the video. Dynamic is the most overpowered. It's the easiest to hit your shots with, especially with the rotation. Now we're going down to custom sensitivity per zoom. For my multiplier low zoom, which is just like a normal reflex side of the iron sights, I do have it set at 0.8. And I have it the same for 2 or 3 times because those are the most common things I use. For a sniper scope, I don't really want it to slow down all too much, but it helps me stay on track with my targets there right at 0.8. And I haven't touched any of the rest of them. Your target aim assist, you're going to want to turn on, and aim assist type is what I was talking about. You want this set to default. You want your aim assist type at default and your other aim assist set at dynamic. Pair these two up, and they are the most overpowered option. It is 100% the easiest to hit your shots. And we're going to head over to gameplay. Just give me 1 second. Man, my throat was freaking dry. I was dying. I don't talk this much normally. We got automatic tactical sprint. This is another preference. I have trouble with my sprint button. I had it back in Modern Warfare 2019, and that's when I originally turned it on. It is a preference after all, but it does make it easier to slide cancel. You just have to push up on your controller, obviously slide and stand up. At the end of the day, it does make it easier to slide cancel, so I recommend turning it on for people who don't have great movement. It will help you just a little bit. When it comes to the rest of the stuff, there's not really much I really touched, to be honest with you. I'm going to scroll through it just to make sure I didn't change anything, but overall, there's not much I changed here. There's a lot of Warzone stuff, you know what I mean? Scrolling through it here, I'm not seeing much. No, just that auto tac sprint is what I would recommend to turn on. Now, for my console people, you don't have to pay attention to this because you don't have a lot of these settings, but there are a few things, so make sure you guys are at least listening. So I'm going to scroll through this stuff just so you guys, through the PC players, you can see exactly what I'm running for things like low latency and stuff like that. You guys can pause or whatever you want to do just to see exactly what I am running. I do have a pretty good PC overall, so some of my settings may be higher than yours, but you can at least try them out. They're pretty balanced, I would say. So this is one thing I want to make sure that the console players are listening. If you're not paying attention, pay attention. We have Fidelity Cast, which is your upscaling / sharpening. Make sure you guys turn that on and turn that up to where you're comfortable. It's going to increase your sharpness on your overall game. Make sure you guys turn that on if you guys are on console, or if you're on PC and you want to copy that down, that's what I am running. We're going to, again, scroll down so you guys, PC players, can see what I'm running. I'll make sure I get the attention of all you console people when I get to things that you guys need to be paying attention to. But again, if you guys need to pause, make sure you guys are pausing here for my PC folk. Over here too, something console people should be paying attention to is the field of view. I actually run a 110, which is kind of high for even some of the pros, a lot of the pros run between 100 and 107. I think the one pro, the highest they run is 107, but most of them are on like 95 to like 105 overall, because you're not playing Warzone. You're on normal size maps and you don't need that 120 field of view. It actually doesn't help your recoil control. You can miss some people. People seem farther away. In multiplayer is a lot different than Warzone. You do not need 120 FOV. Scrolling down here to motion blur, please turn this off. I see so many people running this. I'll pop into streams. I'll watch some YouTube videos. Not only is it bad for the viewer, I can't imagine it's good for your eyes either. You are 100% going to miss people because of the blur. Sure, it's a little more realistic. We're playing Call of Duty. You're not in it for the realism. Make sure you guys are turning your first person camera movement down to least at 50%. And other than that, there's where you find your inverted flashbang. I don't really care. I get IRL flashbang by this thing all the freaking time, so maybe I should change it, but I think it's funny, and a lot of people like to laugh at me when I go. For the audio, not much to cover here. I run headphone bass boost. It is going to depend on your headset and other factors. It's going to be comfortability in your ears and things like that. I find that I track my enemies very, very well while I am running headphone bass boost. So it is going to be up to you at the end of the day. I would recommend turning your gameplay music volume completely off, because sure, it gives it cinematic effect and things like that, but those sound cues are very important. Whether it's somebody kicking a barrel, opening a door, you are going to need those sound cues. And I believe cinematic music volume is just the stuff that's in game. I don't really care what you do with that, but the big one is going to be the gameplay music. I don't think there's anything else I really need to cover here. It's just normal stuff, nothing you guys really care about, to be honest. So we're going to jump over to interface. One of my most asked questions is over there. Over here in interface, I don't really need to cover anything except for really this right here, color customization. I get this asked all the time. How do I customize my colors? How do your enemies green? Whatever. You guys can sit here and copy this down if you want to. All you have to do is change it to custom. That's it. Go to interface element colors, change it to custom. You can choose whatever freaking colors you want. Blue, red, purple, green. You know, that's it. There are some settings here though. You're going to want to make sure you're on filter 2. That's the brightest, most vibrant, contrasted, whatever you want to call it. Make sure your color filter is set to both. World intensity and interface color intensity are both set to 100. That's where you're going to get the most colorful vibes or colorful experience overall. There is one thing I forgot in interface. Please make sure your minimap is square. You see a lot more. It's much larger. Just do it. Trust me. Trust pros. Trust everybody. Make sure you guys turn this to square. That's the last thing I got to cover. I don't change anything else. I'm just making sure. That way I don't have to come back looking like an idiot again. Please make sure your minimap's at square. You will not regret it. All right, so there's all my settings. Like I stated, I'm going to jump into a gameplay so you can see my settings live in action. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button for me, all that good stuff. If you guys were just here for the settings, thank you guys so much for watching. For those looking forward to this gameplay, we're going to be frying it up with an MCW class setup that I've kind of been testing out, and it will be featured on the channel later on if I end up liking it. It's gonna be a banger gameplay, so let's get into that. Hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot that I needed to record a gameplay for the settings video. I recorded the whole freaking thing where, you know, talked about the settings, the whole shebang, and yeah, I just straight up forgot. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. Normally, you know, I have a target, but I don't really have that at the moment. More just a play the game kind of target, you know what I mean? So far things are going swimmingly. That's a 6-gun streak. I'm gonna back up here for a second. There should still be spawning in front of me here, so I'm concerned about that. They're all right there, but I know they're still here. They should still be here. Maybe not. Maybe I flipped them. Oh, that's so unlucky. I didn't know that guy was there. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, I don't really have expectations, so or no plan. Just win the game, really, so. I guess on that front, I should be all right. All right, my team's here.
Enemy KIA.
And I'm hitting shots, so that's good. We're getting close here to another chopper. I'm thinking I'm gonna hit this.
Copy. Advanced UAV is orbiting the AO.
Some techs out.
X-ray spotted. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area.
They're still right here.
Don't fuck with my team.
Secure the area.
Sniper's down.
UAV is authorized.
Throwing Semtex.
Advanced UAV.
They just spawned behind me.
Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by.
I'm just gonna hit this again. Yep, he's coming up the ladder.
Copy. Advanced
Reloading.
There's our swarm.
target area updated. To the hardpoint.
Enemy KIA. Switching mags. Switching mags.
I'm on a 20 right now.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Semtex out.
Another one there.
Switching mags.
All right, it's a spawn flip.
Hardpoint reloaded. Stand by.
Dropped him. Switching mags.
All right, we are in the money right now. Obviously, I have that swarm, but I would like a nuke because I'm close. Somebody just died right here. I don't know where he died from. I'm just gonna wait for some teammate support. We'll see what we can get going here. Okay.
Got this.
Well, they know I'm here now.
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
Well, that was a bit of a waste. It's 29.
Grenade. Get that.
Okay.
Heads up.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need air support.
Give him the
now.
chopper
What is
first.
Enemy KIA. Taking fire.
Target area updated.
It's a head glitch. Too bad I got a sniper in my hand now. You gonna peek it again? Yeah, you guys don't want that. Oh, somebody still wants it. There was one over here. Where'd he? Oh, hello.
Get lit up.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Changing
I actually
mags.
got some sniper kills there. I take that.
Hardpoint relocating. Stand by.
You owe me one.
One guy just spawned up here.
Reloading. Their decoy is down.
Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area.
They still spawning here? Yeah, there's one guy.
Taking fire.
Mission time is half over. Maintain the lead. Control swarm
Reloading.
Swarm didn't do much, but that's okay.
Switching mags.
Of course, with a nuke, do I really have anything to complain about?
Reloading.
Enemies inside the perimeter. Have visual on.
Switching mags.
Friendly cruise missile deployed. UAV
Somehow my teammate actually just missed with his cruise missile there.
Copy. Advanced UAV is on station. Scanning for hostiles. X-ray spotted.
Throwing Semtex.
May as well.
Enemy KIA.
Okay, that was cringy. I never do use those humiliations though, so why not, right?
Enemy KIA.
Drone swarms online. Flush them out.
Get lit up. Got this. Switching mags.
Hostile UAV in the area. Friendly cruise missile approaching target. Confirming next hard point. Friendly UAV on station.
Changing mags. Taking fire.
Imagine if I got myself out of that hairy situation, that would have been nuts.
You owe me one. Semtex out. Enemy spotted. Semtex incoming. Enemy KIA. Get lit up. Switching mags.
I just locked in 100.
Hardpoint relocating.
Reloading.
Stand by.
I need air support now.
Copy. Engaging hostiles.
I need mags.
Hardpoint relocating. Secure the target. Authorized.
Dropping ammo. Busting recon flyover. Switching mags.
They're on the hill still, so I can get more kills.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Swarm is active. Changing mags.
Drone swarms on hardpoint compromise. Still on a target.
Red on ammo.
Confirming next hardpoint.
Throwing Semtex.
And this thing's basically over. Yeah, it's over. I'm just gonna hit the nuke. 115 right now.
Target area updated.
Enemy
Well, no more bullets. That sucks. Well, what more could I ask for? 120 kills in a game that I had no expectations for? That's a W.